Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to the channel. You know it's your boy Anime King, and today I'm gonna be giving you part 32 of What If Naruto was trained to be a mercenary. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also on Anime King 2, that is my second channel. And if this is the first time you're hearing of it, what you waiting for guys? Go over there and check it out. I will be leaving a link at the top of the description for you guys to enjoy. So, on my second channel I posted a new episode of Naruto, the God of Shinobi, and also a new episode of What If Naruto got a new bloodline, so switch across and enjoy those. And after this, I'm gonna be doing What If Naruto was Natsuki, so stay in tune and enjoy all the lovely what ifs coming your way. And if you're new to this channel and it's the first time you hear my voice, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family and be a part of the channel. And thank you for all of your help and your support, and comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So last time we left off, Sasori and Deidara came to the Sand Village as they got in easy and took Gara, but it was all a trick planned by Kitsune and his team. As Kitsune then got to Deidara and Sasori, as the three of them was at the outskirts of the Sand Village, and then his team showed up, as Deidara and Sasori wondering what the hell is going on, as Kitsune told them that it was all a trick. Back at the Leaf Village, Jiraiya came in with the alarming news to Tsunade as he told her that Kushina was still alive, Kushina Uzumaki. So yeah, that was basically the last part we left off. So if you guys haven't yet, switch across the playlist and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. Tsunade looked at Jiraiya. As she asked him to explain, how do we know about this? Alright, I have two proof that Kushina is alive. Jiraiya replied. The first one is, Megami told me that she was alive. Jiraiya looked at Tsunade a bit upset and annoyed. Megami, your student from your genin team? Back then, said Tsunade. So just because that, you think that she's alive? Let me finish. Tsunade, Megamine has never lied to me before. And the reason why she know this is because she know about Kushina's existence and has been taking care of Kushina all this time. Tsunade's eyes went wide. What do you mean? According to Megamine, she told me that she found Kushina bleeding and injured in the forest, miles away from Konoha, hours after the Kyuubi was sealed in Naruto. You're not making any sense, said Tsunade. How did Kushina end up in the forest when she should be at the hospital morgue, dead? That's the thing. Megamine told me that Kushina was alive, and she wasn't alone when she found her. She saw two cloaked figures and they were wearing masks, and they were about to kill her if Megamine didn't interfere and kill them. Tsunade was wondering, masked figures? You don't mean? Yes, the masked figures who were trying to kill Kushina were members of Root. Tsunade got pissed hearing the name. The only person that entered her mind was Danzo. Are you saying that Danzo tried to murder Kushina? Jiraiya nodded yes. But why would he want Kushina dead? Tsunade asked. Isn't it obvious? Without Kushina, Naruto will be an orphan, and he would probably want to use him as a weapon, since he's the container of the Kyuubi. Kushina was a problem in Danzo's way to get to Naruto. Of course she wasn't alone, because myself and the third Hokage was there. Tsunade sighed. So why now? Why would she show up after all these years? When Megamine found her, she was injured, and Kushina couldn't wake up, she was in a coma. What? Tsunade asked, her eyes went in wide. According to Megamine, Kushina was in a coma for 12 years, but when she woke up, she had amnesia, as that lasted for a couple of weeks. But she never forgot about Naruto, replied Jiraiya. So Megamine has been taking care of Kushina for 12 years while she was in a coma. So why didn't she tell us back then? Kushina was hunted down by Danzo and the Roots. She was afraid of Kushina getting killed by them. Tsunade put her hand on her forehead because her headache was getting worse. Recently, Itachi got reinstated back into the village, and he was a shinobi again. And she had an argument with the elders about this. And now this. Alright, I heard the first proof, which it could be true, but I don't know if I can trust Megumin. So tell me the second truth that you have. I trust Megumin a lot. She has been working as my spy in my underground spy network division for years now. The second proof is, I went to Kushina's grave, and Tsunade said, as she was eagerly waiting for his answer, the grave was empty. She got up from her seat, frustration was on her face. That doesn't prove anything. Have you ever heard of grave robbers? Anyone could have stolen her body. People will do anything to get money, it's ridiculous. Jiraiya sighed as he wasn't feeling better than Tsunade. You don't believe me, don't you? I'm sorry Jiraiya, but I just can't believe you. She's really alive? Megumin has also told me that Kushina has been keeping tabs on Naruto and she's following him. She must be good if Naruto hasn't caught sight of her yet. As Jiraiya then sighed, you know, it is strange. It was Sarutobi who suggested that Kushina's body be buried at her village in the whirlpool. So, do you think Sarutobi sensei know that she was alive? Tsunade asks. Yes, he must have known of her disappearance, but he must have kept it a secret so Danzo wouldn't realize that she's alive. But I guess that plan didn't work. I am certain that Danzo knows that she's alive and he may take action to take her out. I don't think that will happen any soon. Danzo is a war hawk and a bastard, but he's not a stupid. He won't take any unnecessary risks to make action against my orders or the council. Besides, if he does send any root ninjas after her, she will take care of them. Remember that Kushina is a strong kunoichi and she can handle things herself, replied Tsunade. Yes, they will have a hard time taking her down. She wasn't known at the whirlpool as the Crimson Death for nothing. Yes, she will be fine. But Jiraiya, aren't you angry about Megumin keeping such a secret from you? I am not. I understand that Megumin was keeping Kushina's alive a secret. She's a loyal companion who never breaks her word. I am glad that you're taking this well. I thought that you would have freaked out or get angry. Well, I better go, Jiraiya said as he headed towards the window. Where are you going? Well, I am going to search for Kushina. Can you find her on your own? Asked Tsunade. Looks like you're forgetting about my spy network. I won't have a problem finding her. Wait, Jiraiya, you may need someone who is good at tracking, replied Tsunade. Do you have someone in mind? Actually, I do, said Tsunade. Back at the outskirts of the sand village, Naruto, Hinata, and Ino were ready to face off against the two Akatsuki members, but they wouldn't underestimate them, as Naruto remembered Deidara, as he remembered Deidara's clay and how strong of an explosion it was. As for Sasori, he didn't know how dangerous he is, but the both of them are S-rank missing nin still. But he still had high expectation of his group. They defeated Itachi and Kisame. Even though right now they're one member short, it can still work. Deidara let out a small bird out of his hand as he then threw it and it turned large as he jumped on it. How about it, Kitsune? How about we take this fight somewhere else? He said. Don't be reckless, Deidara. You cannot take him on your own, said Sasori. Ah, a challenge, said Naruto with a grin. Yes, I would like to see what you're capable of since you beat Itachi. But let me warn you, you will fall by my art, replied Deidara. I don't have a problem with that, Naruto replied. Kitsune, this guy's up to something, Ino said. I agree. We should take them on together, said Hinata. That's alright, let me handle him. I will entrust you two to handle Sasori, Naruto said. Right, said Ino. Okay, said Hinata, as she was a bit concerned about her leader anyway. You shouldn't fight him on your own, Deidara, Sasori said. This is the perfect time for us to defeat him in battle. Besides, he's the strongest Jinchuriki, the Nine Tails, and when that fall, the others will fall easily. Sasori still didn't approve of this decision, knowing that he was making a mistake. But whatever, it's his funeral if he wants to try and capture the ninth tail. But Sasori knew that there was a 90% chance that he will fail. Okay, go ahead, said Sasori. I'm glad you agree with me, Sasori. But you can join me later since it won't take long for you to kill those two. Naruto take a few steps as he looked at Deidara. Fine. Let me and you rumble. That's just another bounty I'm willing to take. Follow me then, said Deidara as he flew off. Naruto gazed back at his two team members. I know you two can do it, but be careful. You too, Kitsune, replied Hinata. Don't worry about us, we will take on this guy, said Ino. Naruto nodded as he left off running, following behind Deidara in his clay bird, while Hinata and Ino were left behind to face off against Sasori. Sasori then released his tail from under his cloak as it was moving slowly as he was ready to attack. What the hell is he? Thought Ino. Let's get this over with, shall we? It's early, and I don't want to keep the leader waiting, Sasori replied. The two kunoichis went into their stance, Hinata in a gentle fist, and Ino in a normal fighting stance. Ino then pulled out 4 shurikens as she threw them at Sasori. Sasori quickly brought his tail forward and blocked all of them. So he's fast, said Ino. Hinata activated her Byakugan as she looked at his chakra system as she then gasped. There's someone inside of him. What? Asked Ino. There's someone inside. This is just a puppet, she said. The real Sasori is inside, controlling this thing. No way, he's not real? Just a puppet? Said Ino. Very impressive, so you can tell that this is not my real body. We have no choice but to fight him the way he is now, said Hinata. Yes, in other words, we have to destroy this puppet body before facing the real Sasori. As the both of them nodded towards each other and rushed at him. As Sasori opened his mouth and started to fire Senbon needles at them. Dodge, said Ino, as the both of them flew right through the Senbon needles as they were coming by a lot. They're poison, said Ino, as she has been learning a lot about poison and she could clearly see the blue, faint poison on them, as Anko had taught her a lot about this. As both of them jumped back a distance. I've got an idea, said Ino. I'm with you, Ino, said Hinata. Yeah, just follow my lead. As Sasori stand a distance, wondering what they were planning. They haven't moved a muscle yet, as he knew that they were up to something. As he saw the both of them slowly reaching down to their pouch of weapons. As the both of them throw kunais and shuriken towards him, but he used his tail and knocked all of those away. As he kept his eyes on them, thinking that their attempt failed. That won't work on me, Sasori said. Ino then rushed at him, as he was about to use his senbons out of his mouth, but he saw Hinata throwing more kunais at him, and he had to use his tail to block, as he had to focus on Ino who was coming directly at him. As he launched senbon needles at Ino, who quickly jumped up in the air, but Hinata then took this as the opportunity, as she started to barrage kunais and shuriken towards him. He then used his tail and knocked all of those away, as he looked up to see Ino, but she was gone. Ino was behind him as she ran through hand sign. Fireball. Fireball jutsu, she said. As a fire engulfed him, he wasn't able to react fast enough, but he jumped out of the fire. And his Akatsuki cloak was burned off, as they were now seeing the full puppet Hiruko, mechanical legs and hands, followed by a shell, seen to be a turtle shell with a face on it, as a long tail was coming out of the face on the shell. Damn, I thought the fireball would be strong enough to destroy him, thought Ino. That was your plan all along, keeping me busy throwing all of those kunais at me. But your attack didn't completely kill me, so I guess you failed, said Sasori. As he then let out a poison smoke that covered the entire area, as both Ino and Hinata hold their breath. As Sasori stood there, as he was smiling, knowing that they wouldn't last long in its poison smoke. As he then opened his mouth and released senbon needles into the smoke, as he was hitting everything inside. He then stopped after a while, as the smoke cleared away to show Hinata and Ino's body, as the both of them were down, needles sticking all out of them. As he then chuckled to himself, well, that was easy. It's time to go and find Deidara, he said, as he turned around to leave. Ear palm, said a voice, as he was sent blasting up in the air, as a fist then made contact with his shell, sending him flying down to the ground, as 4 snakes came out of the ground and wrapped all around him, as they tightened down on him, making him unable to move. What is this? Said Sasori, as Ino cried out, Hinata now! As Hinata ran forward, as she then sent chakra down to her palms, as she started to give her strike to Sasori's puppet, as she struck it so hard that it started to break, as it then crumbled down, until a shadowy figure jumped out of the puppet. So, you're the real Sasori, said Ino, as Sasori turned and took off the cloak, as he then looked over at the 2 bodies that were on the ground as they poofed away. Shadow clones, he said to himself. Explain to me how you were able to survive in my smoke and dodge all of my needles. When you first went in, you weren't shadow clones, he asked. Well, mistress, go ahead and explain to him, said Ino. Well, you count on normal eyes to see in your smoke, but you forgot about the Byakugan, said Hinata, as she used the Byakugan and looked through all of that, as she saw him firing all the Senbons, and the both of them were able to get out of line of the attack, and they waited for a while, so he thought they would be dead, and that was a perfect opportunity. Byakugan, then that means Sasori then trailed off as he heard about the bloodline and the dojutsu. Well, I guess it's finally time for we to beat your ass, said Ino as she looked at Sasori. In another part of the desert, Naruto was following Deidara for a while, as he knew that he was far away from his team, but this was a perfect place to fight since he knew that Deidara used explosive and he didn't want anyone to get in the range of the attack. Deidara then turned as he pointed his arms at Naruto, and clay started to fall out of it. As they dropped down at Naruto, they were spiders. Wind style, wind pressure, Naruto said, as he created a wind pressure around him to blow away all of the spiders as they exploded. Deidara then created clay birds as he sent them all down towards Naruto. As Naruto stood there, all of the birds came towards him and then they detonate. But when the smoke and the sand cleared, he was standing there perfectly, unharmed. He's better than I thought Deidara. Wind style, wind release, air bullets, said Naruto as he fired air bullets hitting the bird in the wing as the bird started to lose control. Now, said Naruto as he ran through another set of hand signs. Wind release, gale storm, as Naruto released a powerful tornado and it was too late to avoid it as Deidara was caught right into it as he fell off of his clay bird. As Deidara's body dropped towards the ground, as Naruto slowly walked over to him. You lose, Naruto said, as Deidara's entire body then turned into clay. A clay substitution, said Naruto. Oh shit, as Naruto started to run, as the clay exploded, and the explosion tear off the mask off Naruto's face. As Naruto cursed, this was the second time this happened, his fight with Sasuke and now this. As he then sighed, good thing I listened to Ino and bought a couple of spears just in case, as he took out a scroll and released another fox mask and put it on. What do you know, said Deidara, as his hands were showing. I guess you're tougher than you look. Naruto gazed at him with a grin. So you were down here all along while you used the clay clone as a decoy. Not bad. Deidara chuckled as clay spiders came out of nowhere as they surrounded Naruto from all angles. Deidara then quickly created another clay bird and jumped on to get out of this huge explosion that was going to happen. Multi-shadow clone jutsu, Naruto said, as he created 50 clones. Before the spiders would come in, all of the clones run through hand sign as they said at the same time, wind style, gale storm, blowing all of them back to their owner as Deidara was surprised because he was just about to detonate them all. as he was interrupted from his thinking as he was caught in a giant whirlwind along with his spiders. As all of the Naruto's clone use a Rasengan and destroy the spider since Deidara could detonate them anytime, as Naruto then destroyed the bird. Just give up, I don't want to hurt you that bad. I want to get the bounty because you're wanted alive. My art will never be defeated, Deidara said as he vanished and replaced the clay doll. Naruto gasped again. Deidara then fly up on a bird again as he then smiled at Naruto. Take this, he said as he released an army of insects, explosive insects down on Naruto, spiders, bugs, all different type as they all fall down on Naruto. Cuts, he said, detonating them all as they reach a blonde. As he then smiled, seeing all of the sand and everything. Now, I have taken care of Kitsune Flash, he said, a big smile on his face. No, you haven't. Rasengan! As a spiral Rasengan hit Deidara right in the back, sending him spiraling off the bird. As Kitsune jumped and caught him. As Deidara was injured from the Rasengan, even though it didn't hit any vital point, since Naruto wanted him alive. I guess it is finally over. It will be a long journey, since I have to take you back to the hidden stone, Naruto said. Suddenly, Clay Spider started to run up on Naruto again, as Deidara took this as his opportunity and got out of Naruto's grasp, as he then started to puke up clay out of his mouth. That's gross. Vomiting up clay. Deidara grinned along with his clay clones. I never thought I would have to do this. But you're clearly a tough opponent. Sasori was right about you. Come on, why don't you just give up? I don't want to beat you up too badly, Kitsune said. Acting confident won't help you. I will show you my supreme best work of art. As Naruto saw the clay that Deidara created vanish in smoke, and it was replaced by another clay animal. As this was bigger, it had a long neck and a long tail and wings. That thing is huge, Naruto said, as the detonation must be massive. Behold, said Deidara, this is my C2 dragon, the thing that will bring your downfall, Kitsune. The dragon then opened his mouth as the Deidara clays took them up and start to sink down into the ground with the balls. As the real Deidara got on the dragon, now you're going to be defeated by my art. Keep running your mouth. Your so-called art sucks, Naruto said. What did you say? As Deidara got enraged by his comment, how dare you insult my art? You will pay for disrespecting my art. The C2 dragon then spread its wings as it fly. Naruto started to run towards the dragon as part of the ground then suddenly explode, making Deidara smile. You're in my domain now, Jinchuriki, said Deidara. When the smoke cleared, Naruto had his Kitsune uniform teared up. He also had some bruises from the explosion. The one thing that got him upset was that his second mask was destroyed by the explosion, and he wasn't happy one bit. You got to be kidding me. Another mask? What was that? He said, as he didn't saw any of the clay explosion closing in on him. As the two Deidara clones then looked at him, so he guessed that he was in a disadvantage now if the two clay Deidaras can use clay bomb as the real one. The dragon then opened his mouth as a clay bird came down on Kitsune as a torpedo. Kitsune threw one of his kunais as he then vanished before the dragon could catch him with the flying thunder god. But as he arrived, there was another explosion as Deidara smiled. The man they call the strongest ninja in the 5 countries was getting beat by him and was probably nearly to death. But he couldn't kill him because he was a Jinchuriki and they wanted the 9 tails. Looks like the great Kitsune Flash is about to fall. I wonder if you really did beat Itachi. The smoke clear as Naruto is revealed bloodied and a little beat up. Damn it, what just happened? I didn't see anything flying at me. Wait, don't tell me. Those small balls. He put them underground. That's it. So this place is an entire landmine. You put landmines underground, didn't you? Kitsune asked. Deidara grinned, so you finally figured it out. My clay clones, has placed them all over this vicinity. You can't run on the ground, while my clones will attack you from the air along with my bird. So, you're basically trapped. Not a bad plan, but I have no intention of running away. I will be leaving Wind Country with your capture, and then I'll go collect your bounty. So don't say you beaten me, because I'm just warming up. Whatever you say, said Deidara with a grin. You're lucky. You could have gotten killed by those explosions. I have to heal all of your injuries. Don't be reckless and get yourself killed. The Kyuubi said, Yeah, I know how much you care for me, Fox. Can't have your precious container getting killed, or you will die along with me. I get it already. Impudent brat, growled the demon Fox. Whoa, thanks for the compliment, Naruto said. As Naruto saw the dragon firing a torpedo while the clay birds were coming at him at a fast rate. Well, it's time I take this serious, he said. Back at the Leaf Village, Itachi just put down a rose on a grave, Uchiha Shisui. Itachi gazed at the gravestone that belongs to his best friend, who he thought as a brother. He grew up with him, they trained together. Shisui, I have finally returned to the village. I am truly sorry for all that I've done. Itachi then walked over to another gravestone. As he looked, his father, as tears were now running out of his eyes, as he placed down the rose. It seems like I've messed up, Dad. My promise to protect Sasuke. It seems that I've dragged him too far in hatred. And now, it seems like I can't make up for that. But, I will still try. I will try to even try and get his forgiveness. Even though I know that is a long way for me to get. As he then walked over to another grave, Uchiha Mikoto, his mother, right now tears were leaking out of his eyes as horrible flashes came from that night. As he couldn't even speak, tears were just coming out. I am sorry, he said. That's all he could say, as he then got up and left the gravesite. As he walked out of the memorial ground, as he then saw Jiraiya. Jiraiya, said Itachi. Jiraiya gazed at him with a serious expression before it turned into a small smile. Gear up. We are leaving the village. We have a mission, said Jiraiya. Back with the fight. As Sasori has poisoned Hinata, the battle was raging on as Ino ran over. As Sasori has called upon the Kazekage already, Ino ran over to Hinata as she took out a needle out of her pouch. There was a syringe with some kind of liquid into it, as she stuck it in Hinata's arm. After a few seconds, Hinata then let out a sigh of relief. Hinata, how are you feeling? Asked Ino. Well, I'm feeling much better, Ino, said Hinata, as she mentally thanked Sakura. As Sasori was at a shock. How did she got over his poison just easily like that? What happened? He wondered as he looked at them. What did you do to her? He asked Ino. Well, that is none of your business, Ino said. You ready? Asked Ino as she looked at Hinata, as Hinata got off the ground. Yeah, I'm ready. Because we won't fail Naruto, and we won't lose. Back with Naruto, Naruto was dodging all of the torpedoes that the bird was sending down towards him while he had to watch out for explosion. He kept on using the Hairishin to get past the explosions. Naruto then created a large sum of clone as Deidara smiled. You think numbers will help you? As he then launched more birds down towards Naruto. As Naruto then threw a kunai towards Deidara, the kunai passed him, but the real Naruto vanished as he appeared on the clay bird. As Deidara was so focused on destroying Kitsune, he didn't even feel the presence of Kitsune behind him. As Naruto smirked, as he simply tapped Deidara on the shoulder, the moment Deidara turned around, a solid fist in his face as he was falling off the bird, but Naruto grabbed his collar. I told you earlier, I'm going to make you pay for what you did. Deidara tried to throw a punch, but Naruto easily countered as he then punched Deidara into his stomach, causing Deidara to heel over. He then held down to Deidara's neck and slammed his face into the bird as Naruto started to deliver a barrage of punches and kicks and making sure to hold on to Deidara so that he wouldn't, sent flying off the bird as Deidara was now coughing up blood as Naruto kicked him straight down. So, I guess your taijutsu is complete crap, Naruto said as he looked at Deidara with a smile. Whatever, brat. The only thing I need to win is my art. Whatever you say, but I feel like I'm hitting a sandbag. You're completely useless when it comes to fighting. Just give up and let me capture you, said Naruto. I don't want to beat you that badly. My art will never be defeated. You won't win. Well, let's see how your art does when I'm done with it. Naruto then grabbed Deidara as he threw him off of the bird as Naruto jumped down with him as a clone appeared right in front of the bird's face. Giant Rasengan as he slammed the Rasengan inside of the bird's mouth as the bird exploded as Deidara cried out, "My art!" Now, Naruto said as Deidara was on the ground, "It's time for me to finish you." But guys, gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to be posted. And remember, after this, I'm gonna be posting What If Naruto Was a Sasuke, so stay in tune for that. But for now, I'm out of here. Peace.